What's going on, everyone? So normally I do these videos in the morning and kind of waking up, give or take, depending on if the caffeine has kicked in yet. It is about 9 o'clock at night, and I worked pretty much a double shift. Still got a couple more hours here, so I'm going to be wrapping up around 10:30, 11, depending on when I get done with how much I want to get done with on the dyno today. We've been swamped. We've been working nonstop. Everyone here. It's a team effort. I don't want to just act like I'm the only one working here nonstop. The guys are crushing it and killing it. Can't thank them enough with how hot it's been. If you couldn't tell, right now I'm in the engine building room, which has air conditioning. Normally, I'm not the type of person to want to be in the air conditioning during actual work day. I don't like jumping back and forth. Just does not sit right with my body. But right now, with how late it is and how hot it is, which outside is roughly 85 degrees, give or take. And on the dyno, last time I looked, we were approaching about 100 degrees. I'll actually show you guys. I'll walk out there. The video is going to be a little bit cut in between. There's going to be some clips that are, of course, it's daylight, and those clips I wanted to kind of piece together, and I wanted to finish the video before I actually started doing this video. But as I said it before, I'm not a YouTube influencer or whatever you want to call it. I don't get paid to do this, and work comes first out there. And as I said, it's been super hot. Probably said in a bunch of videos too, I don't like to interfere with my guys working. And the last thing that I really want to do, and I'm sure my guys don't like to have it done, is when it's a 98-degree day in the shop, is me just sticking a camera in your face and asking you what we're doing on this swap, or what are we doing here and there. So I'm gonna try to keep rolling the videos out. As I said, work comes first. But you guys are motivating me and keeping me motivated. The messages that I've received, it seems like it's almost half and half. A lot of guys like to see what we're actually doing in the shop. And then I get a lot of messages too that, people of a younger age or even a little bit older, this is their dream. And they want to see kind of what it takes to run a shop and just kind of the behind the scenes stuff. Which there's a lot of stuff too that I don't cover. Usually, like I said, I do these videos in the morning. Big thing lately is I've been in the morning, I've been doing all my e-tunes. I like it when it's fully quiet here. Nobody's, asking me questions or coming in and saying, hey, this order has to ship out here, there, whatever. And then the messages. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm truly blessed and grateful for how busy we are. We have worked our butts off to get to this level, and when we expanded, we thought, hey, we're going to see how we grow onto this side and see what the future brings us. We're already running out of space, so we're already looking at another larger location, and right now it's not really like letting up, which, as I said, we're blessed. I'm grateful for it. I'm not complaining at all. I wish there was some way that I can find more energy in the day and work until midnight or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But the problem with that is, and I tell my guys the same thing, if you feel good, put an extra 2 hours in of work, but don't kill yourself where you're going to go home and the next day you're not going to want to wake up, or you're just not going to be as productive. It doesn't make sense. So a lot of it is just management of your body and the weather. And the way that I run a shop, I don't push anybody. We don't have any crazy deadlines, as you would see maybe on certain shows on TV. But besides that, it's been, this is summer, of course, and I usually say it's our busy season, but we haven't slowed down even in wintertime, and even with the COVID and all that stuff going on, we went upward and upward. So I truly am blessed. I'm getting tired. If you can't tell, I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna walk out there. If I didn't mention it already, some of these clips are kind of in between. I went out there, I filmed some projects we were doing. I wanted to get some more video. I wanted to upload the video a couple days ago. It didn't happen. It is what it is. One thing I did want to mention is I'm trying to remember here. I don't have any notes or cue cards. I consider you guys watching these videos loyal fans, customers, whatever you want to name yourself. And I'm kind of doing like an exclusive here. It hasn't been mentioned, and I am looking over old resumes too. I have a team here that we actually go over the resumes. We look at the resume itself. We call your old work history or your referrals. We're looking for more work. So if you're watching this video right now, we haven't posted anywhere else, send a resume if you'd like to apply here. rcautoworks@gmail.com. In the subject line, put resume so we can search it down the road later on if you don't get hired at this moment. And then do a /, put YouTube, so I know this is kind of how you got in there. Now, we have all the old resumes on file if you sent them that way in our email. We can go in there and just type in resume. If you want to bump up your resume, that's fine. Go ahead, go to the email and bump it up. Besides that, I'm going to go outside. I got to erase some more videos because my camera once again is being maxed out, and show you what's on the dyno right now, and then I'll cut some clips in between. We'll go from there, guys and girls. I'll be back. So here's the Miata that I was just mentioning. It's boosted. And this one is running a little bit of a different computer. Not sure, it's not super popular, but Motorsports Electronics. Not sure if you heard about them. So just another option. Yes, I tune on this as well. And this is what I've been doing here at night. And if I walk over here really quick, get to see the big wing, whatever you want to call it. Sneak in here. So 913, 78 degrees, and the dyno has its own temperature, 98 degrees right now where we're sitting. And this is with the car off, me taking a drink in there, doing these videos. So, you know, to say it's hot would be an understatement, because as this car wants to warm up as well, it's going to get even hotter. And I mean, it is what it is. I got a fan on me. I got the fan on the car. The car doesn't want to overheat. And I'm going to walk next door really quick and see what is inside for the night, because everybody's gone. So here's the Camaro that I was speaking of. I know I have a video of the actual old motor out, and it's on the pallet. I don't think I actually got any videos of this thing getting pulled out. Right now you can see that the LS is in there. Right now we're just mocking it up. The goal for this one is to finish it right now all motor and then come out. I think he wants to go turbo down the road here. So right now, as I said, we're just mocking it up. Actually, I know that he wants to go turbo. I just don't know his time frame on that. So we have, let's see here as I try to sneak by. We have a G Infinity motor right there. Trying to sneak by the forklift. We have a Volvo that we're doing the meth kit that I mentioned before on. Nice and quiet inside. Have the CRX. Don't know, like I said, I don't know where I left off, guys, so if there's any kind of repeating, forgive me. This one was on the dyno. It was having clutch issues and it was overheating. We got a big fan on there now. Had to angle the radiator a little bit, make it clear. Doesn't want to overheat though, so that's a plus. I did open the door. We got the Skyline that I mentioned that we're doing the alternator. Oh, we're figuring out the alternator issue. And then we walk outside. I opened the door because it was super hot out. Got an S2000 that just got dropped off, supercharged, in for some work. And we got the G over here that we're finishing up. It's dark out, like I mentioned. It's pretty quiet out here. It's dark out too. So I'm gonna get back inside. I'm gonna continue to work. And and see how many more hours I can put in tonight. And we got the old flag out here, which I need to fix because it's wrapping itself around itself. Got the 4th of July coming up. And I'll be back. So I got the spark plugs pulled out in the Miata, and well, you can see the oil that is coming off of that one, which is never good. The other thing too, when on our dyno checklist and whatnot, we have a question that asks what spark plugs are in there, and it's because the checklist is universal, and I've said it before that some cars it's very hard to pull the spark plugs out, so we want to ensure you have the right spark plugs in before the tune. It also asks when they were replaced, and on this one it says they were replaced 1,500 miles ago, and they definitely seem a lot older to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Trying to focus, you can see this one's a little wet too on the threads. This one is dry, and you can just see that they seem old. I don't know if these are the OEM plugs that come in there, but you know, that's one of the things too that I'll be discussing here in the next week or so about we're gonna go over the whole dyno checklist. And this is just stuff that has to be done before the dyno. And since the oil looks like it's coming from the bottom and not the top area, if it's coming from the top area, usually it's a valve cover, the grommet issue where it goes around the spark plug tubes. And if it's coming from the bottom, usually it's well, it's a sign that you're leaking oil internally. So we got that going on. I'm going to finish up this tune and get it to where it should be, and just ensure that we don't get some smoke coming out of it. And if I feel like I need to shut it down because of the oil issue, then I'm going to shut it down. And you know, the biggest thing is the safety of the motor and the health of the motor, which you can kind of see this one has oil on it too. So, and you know, we get some guys too that just flat out will say that the plugs were done before they came in, and I'm not saying that these haven't been done. I don't know, but you know, there's some too where the guys will flat out say that they've been done, and we pull them out, and we know that they haven't been done, and it's just like, why lie? I don't see the point of lying, and I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. And we get it a lot. We had another project dropped off that I'll discuss, and I'll get into it a little bit. And I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know if guys are just thinking that, hey, you know, the car runs, so why do the spark plugs need to be done? But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what to say on it, guys. The other thing I wanted to mention is we're starting to lose a little boost now, and power's going down, so I think he has a boost leak somewhere. Those fittings that tap into the couplers, they're notorious for not wanting to seal, and you kind of just see how that clamp is on there too. The other thing I noticed when I was doing the plugs, and I don't know, it looks like solder, and this is on the ignition coil. I can only assume that the ignition coils were upgraded or something, or you replaced the clips for whatever reason, but I mean, that's not going to be good for anything. I mean, if the car wants to go and misfire up top, I mean, you're not going to have a second chance. That cylinder is going to just wipe itself out. And, you know, I don't know if it's a whole thing where, you know, if the car is running, people just think that it's dyno ready, but you've got to be 100% with everything. I mean, you know, your car is going to see, while it's on the dyno, you know, it's going to get 100%. It's not just letting on and off. It's, you know, wide open throttle pulls, making sure everything's good. So, you know, I tell people just double check. And I'm gonna hop over here, hopefully not fall down. But there's just some stuff too where, you know, the vacuum hoses are partially on, and you know, we'd like to see those all the way on. Maybe just put a zip tie or a clamp on there too, just to make sure. You know, it is what it is, I guess. You know, I just don't, like I said, I don't know if it's a thing where people just think that if a car's running and it drives on the street, it's good. I've heard people before say too, oh, well, it's I hear the blow-off valve, so it must be building boost. It doesn't necessarily mean, you know, it's building boost and we don't have any boost leaks. So I'm gonna wrap this one up and be done with this one, and I think I'll be back here with one more video. So pulling the car off the lift here, and I didn't notice, it got a mysterious, I was pulling off the dyno, I'm sorry, got a mysterious puddle here. It's brake fluid. The weird thing is, I guess it maybe looks like it's coming from that seam a little bit. The front brakes don't really sit in this spot, and they're dry, so he does have a handbrake, and if the handbrakes are tied in with the OEM brake setup and whatnot, he's gonna be losing fluid, and that's potentially going to be deadly if he drives it home. So just something else that you guys might not see during like a normal tune and what goes on. And you know, if I didn't catch this and he was driving home, like I said, if it's tied into the OEM brakes and the brake lines, he probably would be losing all brakes, I would imagine, if he runs low on fluid. And that's a good amount of fluid. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and this is the next car up on the dyno, K-Swap Civic. And in between this I had a 9th gen, which I'll insert the clip right here. And I'll be back next week. It is nice and quiet because once again it is after hours. I'm going to dive into this car a little bit here. And I'll be back next week with some new video footage. I got some plans. We'll see if you guys like it or not. You guys got any things that you want to see me cover or hear about, or questions, or, you know, hey, I read something online and I'm a little bit confused, or, you know, hey, I got a buddy that's telling me I need this and I don't think I need it because I read something differently online. Comment down below, and I'm going to start focusing more stuff on that aspect. And besides that, guys, you guys have a good 4th of July. Have a good, hopefully you guys have a good, nice long weekend. Stay safe, and God bless America. Take care, everybody.